Another video while I'm doing a video. This is advanced stuff, right? Alright, so we got the portrait going and we got the landscape. This is perfect. Might have to do some editing later, right? But as long as I get the source material good, we're good to go. Wow, I have 43 minutes left on this phone. As long as I have enough battery. Let's check the battery. 6% battery. Okay, so we have to get that plugged in. Do we have a cord? Let's check. Let's check. No, that's not the right plug. Hey, Faye! I need a favor! I need a quick favor, Faye. You're my good roommate, my good friend. I'm in the middle of a video. I need, you know those USB cables for charging? I need one of those cables. Faye?
Yeah?
I need one of those cables for charging.
What
So
cable?
you know the cable to charge the phone? What do you call that? It's a USB-C?
Type-C.
USB-C.
Type-C.
Oh, USB Type-C. Okay,
Yes.
Can you please go get me one? Because I'm charging, see, look, I'm charging the selfie stick. But I also need to charge the phone at the same time. I'm only at 5%. Can you get me a cord? Please. I need it now.
How can
You have one in your room. You have one in your room.
I'll charge my...
I only need it for 5 minutes during the video. Thank you so much, Faye. It's just because I'm in the middle of the video and I don't want to stop the... I'm in the middle of a YouTube video. Thank you so much, Faye. I'm sorry to interrupt your breakfast like that. So, can you plug it in at the bottom? Can you plug it in just at the bottom? No, don't touch the phone. Just plug it in. Because we're doing a video. Just plug it in. No. Here.
Here.
Just plug it in there.
Your finger.
Plug it in there.
Your finger.
Yeah.
Finger.
Okay. Plug it in. Perfect.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Faye.
No,
And then we just have to plug it in over there. Plug it in the PlayStation in the front.
PlayStation.
Plug it in the PlayStation in the front.
Yes?
Yeah. Right in the front. Hold the PlayStation. Yes. Perfect. So are we charging? Charging. Ah, perfect. Thanks so much, man.
No.
And enjoy your breakfast. Enjoy your day. I won't bother you anymore, and I'll give you back your cord once the video's done.
Okay.
Okay. That was Faye. He's a very good roommate. Okay, everything's plugged in. Everything's going. This is my first professional attempt. I hope Tom Green sees this. Because he's going to be like, oh, wow. This guy Andrew, I inspired him to do this. Oh, and there we go. This is the recording. Can we flip it around now? Wow. That M button in the front's very powerful. It'll like flip it around or it'll get it to the right portrait or landscape. Like, this is a very advanced selfie stick, right? Very advanced stuff. It's almost like it's trying to make its own movie. Yeah, it's like it has there's an artificial intelligence element to this selfie stick. Why does it keep flipping? Oh, that's strange. I'm not gonna press the trigger in the back because I don't want the phone to pop out, right? I think I just changed the brightness. Is that what that does? What does that do? Oh, it just swivels it. Wow, very advanced. Okay, let's get this video underway. We've already been recording on this one for, it seems like 4 minutes. 4 minutes on this one. And then the other one has already been recording. Oh, we're already 12 minutes in, see? 13 minutes in on the other one. All right, I want it to stop flipping. It keeps flipping itself. Let's get this YouTube video underway. We're trying to keep it short, like Faye said. You know, don't make these videos too long. People have a shorter attention span these days. People are busy. They got people to see. They've got places to go. They got things to do. All right. This is going to be an important one. I was thinking about this subject on the way back from Tim Hortons. We kind of missed out on that part, but maybe that's for the best because the people in line at Tim Hortons wouldn't be comfortable with probably being in my video, and who knows, right? So better to just keep that to a minimum in a busy spot like a Tim Hortons on a Friday morning when people just want their coffee and they got to get to work. January 3rd now, people are back to work. But I'm back to work on something that I love, and this is my passion. I feel like I was born for this, actually. I've always been like not just a movie fan, film fan, documentary fan, but more of a person that was like, wow, this is possible, and like somebody created this, and like who made this movie, who made this documentary? And then the questions start going like, is it possible for me to do something like this someday? And then you start to become more of a student, and you start to study film. You start to study other people's work, other people's documentaries. Like for me, I studied Tom Green. Who else? Jeff Berwick with his Walkin talks. Yeah, you just see other people, the work they're doing, their passion for what they do, and you get inspired. You see, you want to do something yourself because you're like, there's just this little itch inside of you that's like, I think I could do that. I think I want to do that. I'm like, that looks really fun. I want to try that. Right? So, okay, GoPro on. Samsung Galaxy S22 on. Let's start at the 7-minute mark on this phone. On this video, we'll start at the 7-minute mark. Video 4 for January 3rd, 2025. I'll see you later today, Cassandra and Doreen. Hope I'm in frame on the GoPro. I think I am. I'll just go a bit further back just to make sure. Sometimes people need space. Okay, here we go. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I love you, Anne-Marie. I love myself. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I love you, Anne-Marie. I love you, Anne-Marie. I also love myself. I love myself. I love you, Josh. I love you, Cassandra. I love you, Doreen. I love you, everybody. I love you, Tom Green. I love you, Jeff Berwick. Let's not worry too much about links and the internet. Let's talk more about human things. I have to continue this video series. I started this morning with video number 1 of my walk and talk. We made it all the way back to West Point Crescent, just off of whatever street that is that connects with Centerpoint Street, and right beside Centerpoint Park, right beside Algonquin College, right beside Baseline Station, close to Baseline Road, Greenbank Road, Woodruff Road, Maryvale Road. So if you know Ottawa, you know Nepean. That's where I am. And let's continue the subject that was on. It was being from this land, born of this land, from my mother and father, Lois and Tim Phillips. My sister coming later, 2 years later. We were a family of 4. I grew up on a farm till the age of 19 when I moved out and went to Algonquin College for a computer technician in 2002, September. I had just finished high school in June. I had quite the summer that summer. I remember I worked at I worked at the factory in Hawkesbury called Primule. We were making cupboard doors, that kind of thing. Mostly just cupboard doors. They make them all different sizes that go into people's kitchens, stuff like that, right? And it's prefab kind of wood, fabricated in a factory, but I would have to sand all the little corners with my little sanding eraser, right? Did that. That summer was a big summer for me. My friend Adam Porter and I, and a couple other friends, or maybe just one other friend, I think it was Marty. Me, Ethan Martin, Adam Porter, we went and saw Oasis that summer. This could be part of my series on Canada, right? So we went to Montreal, the great city of Montreal, which is a very historic city, and I would argue we don't know the full past of Montreal, and some of it is still to be uncovered in modern history. So yeah, we'll get into that in other videos. But yeah, we went and saw Oasis in August of 2022. It was their Heathen Chemistry tour. So Adam invited me. I was like, actually that summer I wanted to go see System of a Down in Montreal. They were playing at Parc Jean Drapeau, which is the same park where you would be able to watch like Warped Tour, stuff like this. But yeah, I really want to see System of a Down, like passionately wanted to see them live because I loved their music and I was listening to their music my last 2 years of high school, or might have been even my last year of high school. I was listening to System of a Down and their Toxicity album, which was released in 2001, a few days after September 11th. Or no, it was a few days before September 11th, something like that, when they released Toxicity in the United States and Canada. And then I was like, oh, I want to go see this. It was like a big metal concert, and there was other bands there too. Forget which bands, but I'd like to research that actually. Which bands did System of a Down play with, or open for, or had open for them at their Montreal show in the summer of 2002. Anyways, long story short, couldn't get those tickets because I only had so much money. So I was like, oh, I have enough money to go see one concert. My friend Adam wants to go see Oasis. Okay, we'll go see Oasis. It's his favorite band. I like them too. And I had been listening to Heathen Chemistry quite a lot. That was an awesome album. Really good album. I'd argue Heathen Chemistry is up there with What's the Story, Morning Glory, and definitely Maybe. Those are the top three for me. But a lot of their albums are good. Those are my top three albums. Heathen Chemistry, What's the Story, Morning Glory, and definitely Maybe. Those albums are like almost on the same level because those are their early albums when their songwriting like was top notch, like Beatles level songwriting, Nirvana level songwriting, Rolling Stones level songwriting, Green Day level songwriting. So you know what I'm talking about. Okay, it's 13 minutes this video. Still have 43 minutes left, possibly. Imagine that if I went the full 43 minutes. That'd be a bit crazy, right? Okay, so yeah, the Oasis concert. That was fun. It's just an experience you remember your whole life, the rest of your life, right? Because you're with your friends, you're seeing a band you never saw for the first time that you love. We'll always remember that, and I know for Adam, he will always remember seeing Oasis, because I think that was the first time he saw them as well. So that was a big thing for him. And, you know, Adam and I have had our differences. We've always been able to work things out, and summer of 2002 was special, you know, we'll always remember that. And a lot happened that summer. I won't get into everything that happened that summer, but that was a highlight of that summer. We saw Oasis in Montreal, and it was just an amazing concert. Like, they finished out the show with Wonderwall, acoustic. I think they even covered a song by someone. I forget who the cover song was. but it was like a legendary artist, probably a old British artist that covered a song, maybe a David Bowie song or something. Can't remember what it was, but it was good. Look back at that concert if you can. Research the Heathen Chemistry Oasis show from Montreal in August of 2002. Alright, so yeah, we had fun. We got back, I think it was like morning by the time we got back. We just had we had to stop along the way. We were tired. We like napped in the car on the way home. Then we managed to get home the next morning, and that's that. Okay, so that's that story, Adventure in Montreal. We did the one, Algonquin Park. We did the trip to Kingston on the boat, Rideau Canal. We did Park Safari. We did, yeah, we're up to, well, okay, one more story of Canada. I'm gonna select this one, and this probably closes it out. This is pretty much everywhere I've been in Canada. When I was quite young, my grandma invited her cousins over from England. It was Darren and Brenda. She had invited over. This would have been in the early 2000s. Must have been around the year 2000 or year 2001. I wish I could remember. Let's flip this back. Flip this back here. Let's flip this back. Okay, there we go. Everything's plugged in. Everything's running. Yeah, okay, so the trip was basically Grandma invited Brenda. Oh, the GoPro just lost power. Good thing I had this backup. This is an interesting series of videos. All right. It's going to be like a maze going through all these videos trying to get the message, but you'll figure it out. So that was GoPro. That was video number 4, Walk and Talk. This will be video number 5, so we keep it all in order. And yeah. This is quite something, this selfie stick. You gotta really play with it. All right. I think we're back. Oh, that's my roommate. Okay, keep it stable. Don't move. Selfie stick, gimbal, gyroscope device with artificial intelligence incorporated. Incorporated. That's an interesting. When you say a company's incorporated, what are they incorporated into as a corporation? Good question, right? There's a lot of truth in words if you look into the way words are designed and used. Okay, this is my last story. Let's try to get this video below 25 minutes. I think it might be, it is possible, and that's what we're going to do. Maybe even 23 minutes. Okay, so, the trip was, my dad and me meet Grandma Elizabeth Phillips, my dad's mom, in Ottawa, and we leave from Ottawa with Brenda and Darren, who is visiting from England. And our first stop would be Toronto. So we get to Ottawa, meet up with them, and then we're off on our trip. Our first stop was Toronto. We drove all the way to Toronto. It's about a 5-hour drive if you follow the speed limit from Ottawa. They didn't have the 416 at that time, so I think we had to kind of take whatever road was available to get down to the 401. It was just a smaller road at the time. They didn't have the 416. We got on the 401, drove all the way down the 401 to southern Ontario, south of Ottawa, Toronto, stopping along the way at a couple of rest stops. We then got to our hotel. It was pretty much downtown Toronto where we stayed. Very exciting trip for me. I'd never been to a major city at that point. I had never been to Toronto. I don't think I had even been to Montreal at that point. So this was exciting. And then I think the next day we ended up going to what was called the Sky Dome, which is still there to this day. I think they call it Rogers Center or something. But we went to Sky Dome, and there was no events that day, so we did a tour of Sky Dome. So you got to see this huge, beautiful, brand new at the time, baseball stadium that was state of the art in the world, architecture. Billion-dollar people build this stuff, right? And then they make money off of it, lots of money over the years through sporting events, concerts, that kind of thing. This is an investment vehicle, right? You have to look at everything kind of like, oh, this is actually real estate. This is an investment. Somebody invested in this in order to get a return on their investment. So it's like, I look at things differently since I've been learning about business, real estate, that type of thing, banking, how the banking system works. So yeah, we just had this wonderful tour of Sky Dome, and I just remember, like, I've never seen anything like this. This is crazy. It's so huge. I've never seen anything. Think like the Colosseum in Rome, like that level of awe and wonder of like, and the roof of the thing like comes over and closes. Like that's when they were still using the roof of it, right? And they showed like, oh, the roof is open today, beautiful day, so they had it open, but they had the option of closing the roof of the Sky Dome. And that's why they called it Sky Dome, because it's got like a sky roof, or basically can open and close like in a car with your sunroof or whatever, right? GoPro's video's done. Wow, we could do the full 43 minutes. That would be a bit crazy. Ooh. Don't have to sit down anymore. Got the selfie stick. But I do have to stay plugged in because the selfie stick needs juice. The phone needs juice. What I'm at 11%. See, I gotta stay plugged in. So that was a nice little affirmation / prayer that I said before, right? I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I love you, Anne-Marie. I love myself. I forgive you, Mom. I forgive you, Dad. I forgive you, Anne-Marie. And I forgive myself. That's powerful. My friend Sean, who I met through LifeWave, told me about this prayer and this affirmation, which is very powerful, and you're supposed to do it every day. And then there's another one goes along with it. I can actually share that with you right now. I have my other phone here, so let's do the other one that Sean sent me. Oh, got an important message about my meeting later today with Cassandra and Doreen. So they have to get back to me at what time. I'll say, what time are you thinking? What time were you thinking for our meeting downtown today on Bank? So that's just reaching out, curious message, like to know around what time I have to take my Uber this afternoon to go meet Cassandra and Doreen for our business meeting, and also just a meeting. I trust Kaz, I trust Doreen. They're putting their trust in me, and that's the end of it. That's the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega, right? Oh, I'm getting some good lighting here. Getting some very good lighting. Gotta make sure I don't unplug my cords. This is pretty advanced YouTube video. Alright, let's finish this story and end this out before it gets to 43 minutes. LOL. Alright. I like getting up, moving around, so it's good to not sit too much. It's not good for the body to always be sitting all day. I did that in my government job, sit at a desk or stand at a desk, look at your computer for 8 hours or 7.5, whatever it is, then go home and you get half an hour off. Oh, go walk around Spark Street, have some lunch, right? Get a coffee or something, right? Timmy's, McDonald's. I'll never spend another dollar at McDonald's. I don't support McDonald's for various reasons, but I will still support Tim Hortons with a coffee now and again. The little snack maybe, but mostly just green tea now. Extra large green tea, 1 milk, no sugar. That's how you do it. Nice hot drink, keeps you warm. The green tea's got a tiny bit of caffeine and healthy components. I'm not sure. I heard green tea's quite healthy. So if I hear things from people I trust like that green tea's healthy, I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll see if green tea is healthy. I want to go the full 43 minutes, even though Faye said do shorter videos. You have the option to stop this anytime, but for people that want to keep listening to my story, I'm going to continue it right now. Okay, we're at Sky Dome. We're walking around. Beautiful. Oh, we got another thing we still have to do for the day. It's this place called CN Tower. And a lot of you have probably either been to or heard of the CN Tower. At the time was the tallest freestanding structure in the entire world. It's since been surpassed by multiple buildings, including the Burj in Dubai. It's called the Burj Khalifa building in Dubai, and it's a huge tower. Taller than the CN Tower, a hotel. Can you believe that? An office building and other, but it's mostly just it's a spectacle, right? It's a way to say, hey, we built the tallest building. See if you could do better, something like that, right? But let's keep it focused on this land and the CN Tower. So okay, we went to the Sky Dome. Oh wow. We're going to that tower, that thing right there that I saw like miles and miles out from getting into Toronto. We're going to go up in that. So, okay, we get our tickets. We go up the elevator. This elevator goes so fast. You're going up very fast. You get to almost the main part of the CN Tower very fast. It's like, I think a minute or under, it's like 30 seconds to a minute, and you're up at the top of this like tallest building in the world, and cause it's got a super fast elevator, right? It's not fast enough that it's dangerous, but it's fast enough to be very impressive and safe. And then okay, we're up. I remember we walked around, look at the beautiful views from up there. You can see the whole city of Toronto. You could walk around the whole thing, see the whole city. Like, it's just a place everyone should go check out at least once. It's very inspiring that humans made this, right? Then to top it off, we went to the restaurant in the CN Tower, which is a great experience. I recommend to everybody. We also went to the Sky Lookout, I think it's called, and you go up even higher than the main level, and it's another lookout area above. I think it's closed now, but you used to be able to go up there, another elevator, and get a view of even higher view of Toronto and the Canadian lands. So yeah, that was fun. I remember what I ordered. I ordered a Caesar salad and chicken strips. This would have been like 25 years ago, approximately. It was around the same time I went to England in '99 with my grandmother. She invited them back, I think, the next spring. or fall, summer or fall to go on this trip. Was not winter, I remember that. And then after Toronto, I guess we slept in the hotel one more night. We left Toronto and headed on to more adventures. So we kept driving through Burlington, Ontario, through Hamilton, Ontario, through all these little towns along the on Lake Ontario, and then we made it to what's known as probably a UNESCO heritage site. It has to be Niagara Falls, Ontario, where you can enjoy the wondrous Niagara Falls, which actually straddle the border between Canada and the United States of America. 13 minutes left. This is gonna go the full 43. Can you believe it? For me, this is a special video, so I'm gonna let this one go to the full 43 minutes. 12 minutes left. Okay, where did we go first? I think we just went into Niagara Falls, stayed at a pretty okay hotel. Nothing extravagant, might have been a motel, but we stayed at an okay place. We weren't gonna stay in the hotel much anyways, so. One of the places we went, my Uncle Gareth might have been there too, actually, to spend the time with Brenda and Darren and Grandma. My grandfather was there too, I think, Thomas. Then we went to like Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. We went to, Ripley's Believe It or Not. We went to like a horror, like scary place where it's like they turn all the lights off, they put on spooky music, and then you walk through this maze and they try to scare you. And like, imagine doing that when you're like 12 years old, like, right? That was kind of scary, but very memorable, right? I don't think we went to any casinos or stuff like that. I was too young for anything like that, and I'm still too young to be spending time in casinos. What else? Okay, we had to see Niagara Falls. One of the largest waterfalls by water volume in the world, and also just one of the largest waterfalls anywhere in this world. So that's a spectacle. You see the American side, you're like, oh, but the Canadian side's a little bit nicer for some reason. I guess Canada is known for beautiful nature. So it's like, okay, we have this more beautiful side of Niagara Falls, like, right? We're known for wilderness and nature and beauty of the landscape, right? So there you go. We went on the Maid of the Mist. We went on the little boat, the little ferry boat that goes kind of like really close to the falls, and you get to see the waterfall. Like, you look up and you're like, holy crap. That is a huge waterfall, right? You're like almost right underneath it. You see all the mist. It's quite an experience. I recommend it. It's cool thinking about all this stuff because it brings back memories, and it makes me remember things that I kind of didn't know I could remember, or you know how it is. If you don't think about something, you don't think about something. But I'm thinking about it now, and it was a great experience. One last thing to top this whole trip off. We went to what's known as Marineland. We got to see killer whales, orcas, which is the same animal. Beluga whales were really beautiful. Dolphins. Not everybody agrees with Marineland and in caging in any kind of animal, or some people say it's especially cruel to these animals because they are bred, they are born, they're evolved, they're here on this planet in the ocean, and think about how much space they have to play around and live in the ocean, and then you put them in this little like tank, which is like the size of a big swimming pool, and it's just not really enough space for them. So, but I think there is value in having these types of animals accessible to humans, because it will actually inspire you to protect them and preserve them. And I think that's a valid argument. I've seen these animals with my own eyes. I would do anything that I could in this life to protect such animals. You know, I'd go out of my way to protect the blue whale or the sperm whale or the orca or the dolphin or the beluga whale. These are amazing creatures. They're kind of like our ancestral cousins, brothers and sisters, because we're all life of this planet. We're all connected in that way. So that's it. That's all my stories in 4 or 5 videos of everywhere I've been in Canada so far. I might be heading out to visit more of Canada and just go on an adventure with some friends and family and see more of Canada, because I've only ever been to Ontario and Quebec. For someone that's been here for 40 years, I feel like I don't want to let this land down and go my whole life and only ever go to Ontario and Quebec. That doesn't make sense. I've got to go to Alberta. I've got to go to British Columbia. I've got to go to Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, New Brunswick. I gotta go to Nunavut. I gotta go to Northwest Territories. I gotta go to Yukon. Did I leave anyone out? I feel like there's an eastern province I left out. I said New Brunswick. I said Newfoundland. I said PEI. I guess that's it. Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Alberta. I think I got it. I know my Canadian geography, and if I missed one, put it in the comments below. How are we going to close out this video? Like, I'll just sit back down, I think. Settle down a bit. So, I consider myself a man of this land, whether you call me Canadian, North American, an Earth citizen, just a living being in the world, talking with other living beings in the world that are of higher intelligence and consciousness. I'll try to close this out with something important, and I'm just gonna go like with the flow state, and just give you what's on my heart, what's on my mind. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Lekier. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Sean, through LifeWave. Thank you, Sean Bogue. Thank you, David Wade. Thank you, Kenny Labrosse. Thank you, Nick Tucker. Thank you, Jason Lorty. Thank you, Elvis Presley. Thank you, Marshall Mathers. Thank you, Rolling Stones. Thank you, Beatles. Thank you, Green Day. Thank you. Let's keep it on people. I'm not going to mention any corporations or governments or stuff like this, right? I don't want to leave anybody out. Thank you, Elliot Smith. Thank you, Chris Dainty. Thank you, Joshua Greenwald. Thank you, Carolyn Higginson. Thank you, Amber Leahy. Thank you, Peter Wiley. Thank you, Andre Stefan. Thank you, Mike Myers. 3 minutes to go. Let's see if we can get this all in, eh? Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Lois. Helena Phillips, who will live to be 100, God willing, who feels like she's 29, and for all intents and for all purposes, she is 29. She's 29 at heart, and she'll always be young at heart. My mother. I think 43 minutes and 41 seconds is what God intended. That's what this video was supposed to be. Thank you, Paul Tannehill. Thank you, Alec Mead. Thank you, Marley Gienta. Thank you, Paul Morgani, Paul Tannehill, Paula Dwarinka. Thank you, Mary France Aruda. Thank you to Gabia for introducing me to LifeWave. Thank you, Jason Delnaki.